Hi, I'm Jason Stahl, editor of Body Shop Business. Today's body shops are looking for ways to increase productivity, save money, while at the same time improve quality. Sometimes a review of how some of the basic processes are performed can lead to significant improvements. Today, Tim McKinney, Senior Application Engineer from Evercoat, will provide an in-depth review of the basics of mixing, applying, and sanding body filler and putty to help ensure a quality foundation for automotive paint.
It's always a good idea, even if it is a fresh gallon or it's a gallon that's been sitting around for a little bit, stir the product up. You know, we stir our primer before we use it. We stir our clear coats before we use them. We need to stir up the fillers as well because fillers can separate as well as anything else. And if you notice I had the lid on here, well, we want to make sure that we put the lid back on, sealed up before we leave at night, because otherwise what happens is the product dries out. As it dries out, it's harder to work into the surface. It's harder to get the air pockets to come out, so we're more likely to get pinholes. So I usually hear more people talking about getting pinholes as the product starts to get used up because it's drying out at that stage. So we're going to mix it up real quick. It's an Evercoat filler product, so we need to make sure we're using an Evercoat cream hardener. The product's all catalyzed at 2%. So 2% is going to be a ratio of 50-1. So on the top of our can, we have a little sticker that says how to mix it for a 2-inch, 4-inch, and an 8-inch puddle. So this is about a 4-inch puddle. I know that because I've got a spreader. It's about 4 inches here. So I'm going to go at least a bead all the way across, because even up to an 8-inch puddle, it's a bead all the way across.
We want to use the Evercoat product. We don't want to cocktail different products from different manufacturers together.
Correct, correct. We don't want to use a hardener from another system in a product like this and vice versa, because there is a difference in cream hardeners now. For years and years there wasn't, now there actually is. Okay. So we'll mix this up here. The most important thing to make sure when you're mixing at this stage is you put the right amount in and it's fully incorporated. We don't want to see any streaks or marbling going on, because that means those streaks have pure benzoyl peroxide, the cream hardener, and the other areas are going to be a little lighter. So we're going to have an over and under catalyzation right in the middle of the mix. We'll make sure it's evenly mixed.
And you're not putting air in there because of the technique, correct?
Correct. That figure 8 technique I was just showing a second ago is a technique I learned from a gentleman over in Germany. And he showed me that technique to help cut down on the amount of air that would be put into the product. The second little trick here, spread the product out. It's going to give you some extra work time. It's not going to be minutes, but if it's hot, it's in the middle of summer, it may give you a few extra seconds.